Hey guys, Musashima here. I'm just doing a quick video of me playing some Zerg versus Protoss on ladder, and what happens in this game is basically the Protoss goes for a proxy cannon on my natural, and I basically managed to scout it early on enough and sort of react how I feel is the correct way to do things, and go sort of all in on a Nydus Worm. You'll see this happen quite a lot. Especially in the lower leagues, sort of silver, gold, and sort of plat as well, all the way up to sort of master and everything like that. So what we're going to do here is open up with, standard go 17 hatch, 18 gas, 18 pool versus Protoss, and I usually get quite a fast third. So I'm sending this guy off down to the natural to start my 17 hatch, as you can see. And as of yet, I am completely unaware of anything peculiar going on, not sure quite what to expect. So pretty standard, so I'm sending off my first Overlord Scout. Just building, droning up to 18 before I'm opening my gas here. Now this little guy, you see I've scouted him now because my Overlord has picked him up doing the pylon. So what I'm going to do now is instantly cancel that base because I know what's coming. Now I actually didn't manage to get a drone down in this area here, so I didn't actually see it was just a pylon. If I saw the pylon early enough, what I could have done is pulled 4 or 5 drones maybe from my sort of main mineral line and gone and sort of tried to get the pylon down before he managed to get it up. And I assumed, wrongly in this situation unfortunately, that he'd already got a cannon down here, so I decided just not to mess with it. So as you can see here, I'm going double gas, and the reason for that is basically so I can produce a lot of roaches very quickly, because you have kind of a ticking clock with this build, which means the longer you leave it, the less likely you're going to win from it. So as soon as I open up, instead of getting ling speed, I opt to go straight into roaches this time. I don't know why I'm not producing a queen yet, just being bad and probably rushing things a little bit, but I know what my plan is. So what we're going to do, obviously we're going to get a roach warren as soon as possible. Now what you'll see really good players do with this build is they'll get a queen or two, and what they'll do is they'll start skipping injects. And the reason they do this is because, as you guys may know, in the new update, the Nydus Worm is invulnerable while it's sort of burrowing and emerging. So it's totally safe for you to drop a Nydus anywhere, even in plain sight. But what you need to do is you need to get the queens out of the Nydus network first and start transfusing the Nydus so you can bring the rest of the forces through safely. Now I've done this quite badly in this game, and I haven't managed to transfuse with any of my queens, but I do manage to get 2 queens through, and it turns out in this game, thankfully, it's just about enough to sort of get away with it. So if we look over here, obviously this isn't information I had in game, but he's actually not really doing a lot. He's committed quite a lot of minerals to this here. He hasn't got any real army to speak of, and he's just quite far behind. So here come my first couple of roaches. Nothing too exciting at the moment. I built a spine collar here, obviously just in case, and left my Overlord on the edge for sight. So if he tries to start shifting cannons up towards my main base, he's not going to manage it because that spine collar is obviously going to cover me, which is pretty decent. So obviously the first thing you want to do is get a bunch of roaches, take up to a layer, and then drop the Nydus network. You can see that I'm flying my other Overlord in here, basically meaning to come over here so that I can drop my Nydus Worm when the time is right. So you'll find that with most players who try the proxy cannon, if you do manage to successfully defend and make sure they don't encroach too much on your main base, you should just be able to go straight through the Nydus network with a handful of troops and probably clean him up. He hasn't even if we look at his base now, he hasn't got anything to defend. He's dropping his cybernetics core now. He's only got 1 gateway. He's not even producing anything. 2 gateways, sorry. So we know I'm safe. So bunch of roaches, couple of queens, jam them all in, and then what we're going to do is we're going to start building here as soon as we've got the resources. So here we go. Nydus Worm emerging. One thing to know about this build is it is very all in. If you mess up and don't win and they manage to defend it, you're probably just toast. So you really need to commit to it and not go too soon. Here you go. Open up so you can see piled a load of stuff through. Queens are there with the transfuse available just in case. I think I do get one off on the Nydus network, but I'm just eating so many pros who just decides to GG out and that's it. So there you go, guys. I hope you enjoyed that and you found something of use to take from it for your future games. I'll be uploading a lot more this week, a lot better gameplay and a lot sort of more interesting stuff. If you liked it, please subscribe. That would be really helpful. Allow me to make lots more content for you guys in the future, and hope to see you in the next one.